Happy Friday, Musketeers. It's November 6, 2015. I'm Daniel Stenger.
And I'm Brittany Welch. This is Xavier News.
From the Xavier University Television Studio, this is Xavier News. Your campus, your region, your world. This is Xavier News.
The results are in and the people have spoken. Marijuana has not been legalized in Ohio. Voters on Tuesday rejected the controversial Issue 3 amendment to the state constitution, which, if passed, would have created a monopoly of just 10 commercial growers in the state, allowing adults 21 or older to purchase and grow strictly limited amounts of the plant. The 36 to 64% defeat was largely due to the efforts of coalition groups such as Ohioans Against Marijuana Monopolies, who spearheaded the No on 3 campaign and cited numerous medical and business reasons for opposing the measure. Pro-legalization groups, however, are not backing down. Following the defeat, Nick Lachey, a notable Ohio investor, tweeted, quote, "While I may not agree, the people of Ohio have spoken, and that's the way it's supposed to work. Change takes time." Also on Tuesday, voters narrowly passed Issue 2, an anti-monopoly measure introduced to fight the monopoly created by Issue 3, and passed Issue 1, a measure designed to prevent future political gerrymandering.
13 years ago, 5-year-old Julian Hernandez was abducted by his father, Bobby Hernandez. What happened to Julian was unknown until Monday, when the FBI contacted local police to alert them a missing boy was found alive in Ohio. Julian was taken in 2002 while living under a different name. No one knew Julian was kidnapped until the social security number his father gave him kept coming back incorrect when he tried to apply for colleges. Mr. Hernandez was arrested Monday and held on a $250,000 bail for tampering with records and an abduction charge in Alabama. Mr. Hernandez's neighbor, Matt Melnick, was shocked when he learned about the crime, stating, quote, "He's been here 3 to 5 years. He's a pretty cool guy. I had absolutely no idea this was happening. His son is very quiet, and from what I know, he was a good student," end quote. Here's Nick Lachey with an exclusive look at this past Monday's SAI ceremony.
Hi Xavier students, I'm Nick Larry. I'm a senior here at Xavier University. I'm in a DIF program, which is Digital Innovation Film and Television. The DIF program is part of the School of Arts and Innovation. Behind me is the Center for Arts and Innovation. The building is a place where students can go to explore their creative talents. So let's listen in on an interview with Tom Merrill, the director for the School of Arts and Innovation.
My name is Tom Merrill, and I am the director of the School of Arts and Innovation at Xavier University. I'm really excited that we are going to hold the first ever convocation for the School of Arts and Innovation at the Center for Innovation at Xavier University. So the Center for Innovation opened officially in February of 2015, and my role in there is sort of an advisor. I'm really a faculty member, but I help the team in the Center for Innovation. They work in 3 verticals. So they work in healthcare, they work with the startup community in Cincinnati, and they work in education. So we work with companies, school districts, groups, physicians to help them innovate their work. The School of Arts and Innovation at Xavier is comprised of the Art Department, the DIFT, which is Digital Innovation Film and Television, Human-Centered Making, Music, and Theater. We also hold the Innovation minor. So we offer training and innovation to students, any student at Xavier. We have a design thinking simulation that we offer every other month, 1 month to students and 1 month to faculty. We have an innovation minor where students can learn innovation techniques that will help their major or another minor, or even a passion they have that's not connected to their study. One of the reasons that we founded the School of Arts and Innovation is because art exists in an old shoe factory and music exists in an old physics building, and the DIFT program is in this concrete bunker in Brockman Hall, and the theater is an okay theater, but they're out of space, and we need a costume shop and a scene shop and all kinds of other things that real professional theaters have that we don't have. So we have a great need for a new building, and one of my long-range goals for the School of Arts and Innovation is to find a home for all of the arts at Xavier. So it's easy to find information about both the School of Arts and Innovation and the Center for Innovation. The web address for the School of Arts and Innovation is sai.xavier.edu, and the web address for the Center for Innovation is xavierinnovation, all one word, .com.
Reporting for Xavier News, I'm Nick Larry. Thank you.
Good news, bacon lovers. Processed meat may not be as bad for you as you might think. A new statement published by the WHO has clarified the October 29th report by the International Agency of Cancer Research, which placed red and processed meats alongside other Group 1 carcinogens such as asbestos, mustard gas, arsenic, tobacco, and radioactive substances as a leading risk factor in the development of cancer cells. In their statement, the WHO clarified that, quote, the IARC classifications describe the strength of the scientific evidence about an agent being a cause of cancer, rather than assessing the level of risk, end quote. In other words, while processed meats will strongly increase your chances of contracting colorectal cancer, it only makes up 3% of total cancer cases, whereas lung cancer makes up 19% of all cancers. The WHO recommendation remains the same. Moderate your consumption of red and processed meats, but there's little reason to stop eating them completely.
On Sunday, the Somalia hotel Sahafi was attacked by the Shabab, a highly dangerous militant group associated with Al-Qaeda. The Shabab took over the hotel, killing at least 14 people and injuring several others. The incident started when a car crashed into the hotel's front gate, triggering an explosion. The militant group forced their way into the hotel, harming anyone in their path. Once the Shabab were inside, they took control of the hotel for hours. The militant group held power in Mogadishu and enforced strict Islamic laws, hoping to turn Somalia's capital into a pure Islamic state. Their influence in the capital eventually died down once African Union troops responded to the attack. Though Mogadishu's president still fears Shabab is present in the area. This event led the Somalia President Hassan Sheikh Mohammed to release a statement saying, quote, we want to confirm that such terrorist acts does not mean Shabab's revival, but in the contrast shows clear signs that they are in desperate situation. Now for Joe Poda with a story covering suicide prevention.
First of all, you really need to challenge anything negative you say about yourself. If you don't do this, it'll become like your self-fulfilling prophecy. That means
Kathy Strunk is the founder of the Teen Suicide Prevention Program, Surviving the Teens. This program, which is partnered with Cincinnati's Children's Hospital, aims to inform teens about depression and how to handle serious situations involving this psychological disorder.
the Surviving the Teens program was started in 2001, and I go into high schools several days in a row talking to kids about stressors that can trigger depression, suicide risk factors and warning signs, and how to help themselves or troubled friend take steps to last.
Kathy tells stories about her own life and puts her lessons into perspective. This relates to the teens she reaches and has a much bigger impact.
But there may come a day in your life where you're going to be faced with a situation you're not going to know how to deal with on your own. Kara, my daughter, was faced with that situation at 18 after her brother was killed.
Kathy isn't afraid to share stories about her personal life, as it helps her connect with her audience on a much deeper level.
Actually, the fact that they know that I've gone through something difficult in my life, I think has helped me connect to teens.
To learn more about surviving the teens and tips on handling depression, go to cincinnatichildrens.org. I'm Joe Poda reporting for Xavier News.
There was tragedy in Egypt's Sinai Peninsula on Saturday when Metrojet Flight 9268 crashed in a mountainous area near the Egyptian town of Hossana. The incident occurred on a return flight to St. Petersburg from the resort town of Sharm el-Sheikh. The aircraft, an 18-year-old Airbus A321, was carrying a full complement of passengers and crew. A total of 224 people perished. There were no survivors. The crash is both the deadliest accident in the history of Russian aviation as well as the deadliest ever to happen in Egypt. Flight data was recovered from the crash site, but a multinational team of investigators is still working to determine the cause of the accident.
The Student Government Association teamed up with the Student Council's Activities Council to allocate money for the annual Xavier Fest headliner. After days of negotiating, both SGA and SAC came to an agreement on October 28th. It has been decided that $20,000 will come from SGA funds, with an additional $9,000 from SAC to give students the ultimate Xavier Fest this year. It's all from the news desk. Stay with us for sports specialist Emily Brennan with the Xavier Sports Report.
Hey Muskies, I'm Emily Brennan, your sports enthusiast, here to give you your Xavier Sports Report. A big congrats to the Xavier men's soccer team, who wrapped up their regular home season slate on Halloween. The guys were able to pull out a victory against the winless Seton Hall 3-0. It was senior night for the team, and fittingly, the team's 3 goals were scored by seniors Caleb Latham and Alex Risdale, who tallied 2 of the 3. Needless to say, it was a roller coaster of emotions out there on the field that night. Our beloved sports reporter Connor Muldoon was there to capture its very essence. On a darker note, the team unfortunately lost to Butler last night 3-0, but it's not over yet. As a 4th seed, Xavier will be hosting the 5th seed DePaul Blue Demons over yonder at Xavier Soccer Complex this Sunday at 4 p.m. for their first game of the Big East Tournament.
This Halloween night, the focus will not be on candy, ghosts, and goblins, but rather on 7 young men who have dedicated their time and efforts to making Xavier Soccer one of America's top college programs.
Dallas J., Callum Latham, Kyle Martin, Chris Moore, Rhodes Moore, Vince Shaw, and Alex Ridsdale will all be graduating in May, but their legacy on this team will not be forgotten.
And they kind of took a chance, them and their parents, by committing to us, and they really put us on the map, and the next win we get will tie them as being the all-time winningest class.
For these seniors, the moment is surreal. This time next year, when they come back, they won't be suiting up for a match.
I hope they understand that the job they're going to jump into a year from now is going to be a lot more like this than they ever imagined.
There's no doubt the last 4 years, Xavier soccer fans have been spoiled, especially with this group of seniors. And it's been a privilege to watch them play, and now the team can ultimately show some more respect and honor them further by making a deep playoff run in the next coming weeks. Reporting for Xavier News, I'm Connor Muldoon.
And now the moment we have all been waiting for since last year's run in the Sweet 16. Game days for Xavier basketball are finally underway. Our boys will be facing off tomorrow against Division II Northwood out of Michigan. Let's come together, Muskie Nation, and help pack Cintas to support the team as they prepare for their first regular season home game that will take place next Friday night against Miami of Ohio. Jumping into baseball, the Kansas City Royals trending hashtag #TakeTheCrown seemed to ignite a fire within the men's spirits, seeing as they were the team who hoisted the World Series trophy at Citi Field this past Sunday night. It was a real epic finale to the Fall Classic as the Royals procrastinated until the end, once again, to make a dramatic comeback to tie Game 5 before eventually going on to win. After a riveting 12 innings, the team racked up 5 runs to seal the deal. For those of you who were able to tune in, you experienced a little history in the making, as it was the first time ever in World Series history that an extra inning game was won by more than 3 runs. How is everyone feeling from last night? Yes, the relentless Bengals remain unbeaten as they slaughtered the Brownies by a devastating score of 31-10. The once relevant question of who the Bengals will lose to this week has turned into who can actually beat these monsters this week. Shout out to the Queen City, as they are among the 4 undefeated teams that include the Carolina Panthers, Denver Broncos, and New England Patriots. Well, that's it for the Xavier Sports Report. Thanks for watching, Muskie fans, and best of luck to all of our teams out there this upcoming week. On behalf of everyone at Xavier News, I'm Emily Brennan. Have a fun weekend, and let's go X.
This is Xavier News.